The 2017-2018 season ended with Chelsea finishing 5th in the Premier League, failing to secure a spot in the UEFA Champions League for the following campaign. In Europe, the Blues were knocked out in the round of 16 after a crushing 3-0 defeat at Camp Nou against Barcelona. The only success for the West London club came in the FA Cup, where Conte's squad triumphed 1-0 over Manchester United to claim the trophy. However, that single achievement was not enough to salvage Antonio Conte's tenure at Chelsea. The failure in crucial competitions, coupled with strained relationships between Conte, the players, and the board, became the main reasons behind the decision to sack him in July 2018. His replacement, Maurizio Sarri, had a short window to prepare for what was expected to be a challenging new season. A combination of subjective and objective factors contributed to the collapse of what once seemed like a formidable era at Stamford Bridge, just 1 year after its peak. The seeds of discord began to emerge even during Chelsea's most successful phase in the 2016-2017 season. Rumors swirled that Diego Costa had approached Antonio Conte, repeatedly expressing his desire to move to China for a lucrative salary. Chelsea's positive run of form at the time served as a strong foundation for Conte to temporarily smooth things over. He made a bold decision to bench Costa during Chelsea's visit to Leicester City in match week 21 of the Premier League. Some reports even suggested that Conte had instructed Costa to train alone at Cobham while the rest of the squad was given a 2-day break. In the end, Costa returned to the starting lineup, and Chelsea continued their dominant form, marching toward the Premier League title. It seemed as though the situation had been resolved. However, in the summer of 2017, while Costa was on international duty with Spain, he received a text message from Conte stating that he was no longer part of the manager's plans for the new season. The bluntness of the message shocked the footballing world and enraged Chelsea's board. Conte's unilateral decision not only sparked conflict with the club's hierarchy, but also alienated several key players who were close to Costa. This move weakened Chelsea's negotiating position in the transfer market, as Costa was adamant about returning to Atletico Madrid. The saga dragged on for months, with Costa refusing to train and eventually being sold for a reduced fee of just $57 million. While Conte's decision to plan ahead for the squad may have been justifiable, the manner in which he dismissed Costa left a trail of repercussions for the club. The relationship between Conte and his players began to fracture, as many within the team grew resentful of the manager's handling of the situation. This marked the beginning of a growing divide that would ultimately play a significant role in Conte's downfall at Stamford Bridge. Even Antonio Conte himself became a victim of Chelsea's ineffective leadership decisions. Following the triumphant 2016-2017 season, Conte repeatedly called for transfer reinforcements to bolster Chelsea's strength for the new campaign, particularly with high ambitions in European competitions. He proposed names like Virgil van Dijk, Romelu Lukaku, and Alex Sandro to the board, requests that were far from unreasonable. Lukaku later became a fearsome striker in Serie A under Conte's management at Inter Milan, while Van Dijk transformed Liverpool's defensive system and is considered one of the Premier League's best centre-backs. However, none of these players arrived at Stamford Bridge. Instead, Alvaro Morata was signed to replace Diego Costa. Notably, Morata had never been a first-choice striker required to handle the immense pressure of leading the line week in and week out at a major club, a role he had to assume at Chelsea. At Real Madrid, Karim Benzema shouldered the primary responsibilities in attack, leaving Morata to thrive in lower-pressure substitute appearances. This dynamic was starkly different at Chelsea, where Morata faced severe criticism, such as after missing 3 clear chances against Arsenal in January 2018. Conte also faced challenges in midfield recruitment. Tiémoué Bakayoko was brought in, but Nemanja Matic was sold to Manchester United. Matic had been a calming anchor, orchestrating Chelsea's midfield with his composure. Some reports suggest that Conte wanted Bakayoko as a complementary player to Matic, allowing the newcomer to adapt under the experienced Serbian's guidance. Without Matic, Chelsea's midfield lacked balance, exposing Bakayoko's struggles in a disjointed system already filled with dynamic but inconsistent players. Other than Antonio Rudiger, who performed admirably, and backup goalkeeper Willy Caballero, the rest of Chelsea's summer signings were seen as failures. Danny Drinkwater and Davide Zappacosta, despite their efforts, lacked the quality required for Chelsea's ambitions. The January 2018 transfer window offered an opportunity to correct these mistakes, but the story repeated itself. Chelsea signed players like Emerson Palmieri and Ross Barkley, both of whom lacked experience at the highest level. While Olivier Giroud added value with his aerial prowess and Premier League experience, the rest failed to make a significant impact. Conte's friction over transfer policies at Chelsea mirrored his experience at Juventus. He left the Turin club after openly demanding stronger squad investments to compete in Europe, a request the board rejected. Following Juventus's Champions League quarter-final loss to Bayern Munich, Conte bitterly admitted, "You can't build a skyscraper with just a bucket of sand and a shovel." This sentiment echoed his frustrations at Chelsea, where inadequate transfer support contributed to his eventual downfall. Personality clashes were one of the major factors contributing to the breakdown of the relationship between Antonio Conte and Chelsea Football Club. The Italian manager, known for his strict working style and perfectionism, implemented an extremely rigorous training regime at Chelsea. However, this rigidity caused dissatisfaction among many players. Some felt that the intense training sessions were overly demanding and led to unnecessary injuries, particularly hamstring issues. This sparked criticism of Conte's training methods, with many claiming he lacked the flexibility to adjust his regime to the players' physical condition. Moreover, Conte's relationship with the players became increasingly distant over time. It was reported that he often isolated himself from the team, communicating only with his closest assistants and rarely forming personal bonds with the players. This created a noticeable gap between the manager and the squad, fostering a tense atmosphere within the club. Some players felt unsupported and lacked motivation due to the absence of encouragement from Conte, leading to frustration and a decline in morale. A clear indication of the rift between Antonio Conte and Chelsea's players was Willian's subtle but telling action after the 2018 FA Cup final. Following Chelsea's 1-0 victory over Manchester United and their trophy celebration, Willian posted a photo on social media of the team celebrating with the cup at Wembley. What caught everyone's attention, however, was that Willian had deliberately used 3 trophy emojis to obscure Conte's face in the image. While the act did not explicitly mention the Italian manager, it sparked widespread speculation about the strained relationship between the two. Reports suggested that Willian was unhappy with the limited playing time he received under Conte, and the photo was seen as a public expression of his discontent. This incident not only caused a stir among fans, but also served as evidence of the fractures within Chelsea's squad during Conte's tenure. Beyond internal conflicts, Conte also stirred up significant controversies with rival managers, most notably with Manchester United's Jose Mourinho. The feud began when Mourinho, known for his sharp and sarcastic remarks, accused Conte of clowning on the sidelines to draw attention. In response, Conte didn't hold back, labeling Mourinho a small man and suggesting that he might be senile. This war of words not only made headlines but also tarnished Conte's image. Instead of focusing on improving the team's performance, the constant exchanges created a negative atmosphere, impacting player morale and the unity of the squad. Failing to secure his desired signings and dealing with a progressively strained relationship with his players rendered Antonio Conte's tactical plans increasingly ineffective. The idea of the 3-5-2 formation, tested in a few matches towards the end of the previous season, proved impractical when implemented fully. The departure of Nemanja Matic left an unfillable void. Chelsea's midfield lacked a player capable of dictating tempo and maintaining composure, crucial for orchestrating transitions and creating opportunities further up the pitch. Tiémoué Bakayoko, who had shown immense dynamism at Monaco, was expected to strengthen Chelsea's midfield trio. However, without a teammate to control the game's rhythm, Bakayoko's energetic runs seemed out of sync, creating chaotic and uncontrolled moments in the Chelsea setup. Up front, Alvaro Morata, despite being a skilled striker, lacked the link-up qualities of a player like Diego Costa or Karim Benzema. Morata struggled to shine as the sole focal point in attack, a stark contrast to his best performances at Juventus when paired with Carlos Tevez, whose tireless movement provided ample support and opportunities for the Spanish forward. Conte's attempt to revert to the 3-4-3 formation brought another challenge with the experiment of deploying Eden Hazard as a false 9. While the idea was not inherently flawed, especially as Morata's confidence waned with repeated missed chances, it inadvertently stifled Hazard. The Belgian maestro, accustomed to a wide range of freedom to exploit spaces and drive creativity, found himself restricted and visibly frustrated in this role. Towards the latter stages of the season, Olivier Giroud's experience became one of the few saving graces for Conte. Giroud's impressive hold-up play and aerial ability provided a crucial connection to Hazard's quick, agile movements. The 2018 FA Cup final showcased one of Hazard's finest performances that season. His decisive penalty secured Chelsea a 1-0 victory over Manchester United and delivered the FA Cup trophy, a rare highlight in an otherwise turbulent campaign. There are many reasons behind the downfall of Antonio Conte's reign at Chelsea. In today's video, we hope to have analyzed and highlighted the most fundamental and core issues that led the Italian tactician, who was hailed as a tactical genius in his first season, to pack his bags just a year later. We believe that behind a major club like Chelsea, there are countless behind-the-scenes issues that perhaps outsiders like us can never fully grasp. So, what do you think? Are there other reasons that forced Conte to accept defeat and leave Chelsea? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.